start off with Matthew Judon.
Yeah.
What is the teaching moment from the running into the punter?
Yeah. That's tough because when Matthew went over there and tried to block the kick, he ended up getting kind of sideswiped a little bit. And the basic thing that I told him, I said, listen, we can try to reach with our other hand and maybe end up rolling a different way. It's tough because he's off balance when he goes and gets clipped underneath his legs like that. But guy who was trying to do everything that we asked him to do, of trying to get there and block the kick, and loved his effort. It was just unfortunate enough that he got his legs taken underneath him and ended up what they're saying that he ran into the kicker. So
Was it a bit of an acting job?
well, I don't know about that. It's a tough play. Unfortunately, they end up calling a penalty on us. When we went back and looked at it, he didn't make contact with him. The punter ended up landing on his plant foot, and then he jumped over Matt, and they end up looking at each other and calling a flag. And we obviously don't want to have penalties on special teams and further along a drive like that. So, we all watched it. We all talked about it, but that's not going to stop us from being aggressive and going after punters. We want to be aggressive, just not reckless on everything that we do. So we'll learn from it. And again, we'll still continue to get clarification from the league on, running into a kicker and roughing and all that other stuff. So
That's something you would send in to the
oh
league
yeah,
to get it.
without question. Yep.
And he's barely played special teams in recent years, so is that like a relearning of?
No, I think what's great about Matthew is he wanting to play on special teams, whether it's on punt return, whether it's on kickoff. A guy who's a veteran, who's played a long time in the National Football League, especially defensively, really hasn't done much punt return since earlier days, but he wants to be on it, wants to contribute to the team, and that's probably the greatest thing about our team right now. We've got veteran football players that are defensive starters that are also wanting to play on special teams. Matthew Judon, Mika Fitzpatrick, who had a great tackle on kickoff. We got Zach Sealer, who's on some things for us too. So just excited about those guys that they bought in and wanted to help us try to win some football games.
Did Minka save a touchdown with that opening kickoff tackle?
Sure. I mean, I thought it was a great play. A guy who's made plays in space all of his career, and it was awesome that he wanted to play on the kickoff team and made a great tackle. Those are the things that when you are a younger football player and you see a veteran player that's such a good player in the National Football League that's done some really good things, wanting to play on special teams and going and contribute. I think that's just huge for our team.
What makes D. Eskridge a quality kickoff returner?
Yeah, well, one is the speed. He's got unbelievable speed when he gets his hands on the ball. The other thing is his vision. He's got really good vision. He understands what we're trying to accomplish on our kickoff return and does a great job of cutting. He ended up beating a guy that was supposed to be a contained player. Really excited about what our kickoff return team did, especially that opening kickoff return, getting the ball close to midfield, kind of got us going a little bit. So really like D and Malik back there. And we've got other guys that can go back there too to help us out too. But I think he's done a really good job in the preseason and in the first game of the year.
Schrader and Davis had key blocks there.
Yeah.
Am I missing a guy?
Yeah, no, I think all of them made pretty good blocks, to be honest with you. The guys on our left-hand side, Nick Westbrook, Cam Good had a great block. Ashton Davis, like you're talking about, we ended up getting a double team too. Alec Ingold worked his way underneath and tried to find a guy. So, it takes all of us. It takes all 11 of those guys to make a play like that. And that's the thing that we teach these guys, that it's not just one person. It's all 11 of us that are going to help us succeed.
What did you see in Jake's punt? Looked like excellent directional punting there. Nailed him on the sideline.
Yeah, really good. Obviously Jake had a really good training camp and did a lot of good things, whether it's field or plus 50 punts. But, we're asking him to get some hang time on the ball. We're asking him for direction. Did a really good job. Nick Westbrook, again, came in there as far as a gunner is concerned, had a great get off himself and end up causing a fair catch. So if we can limit return yardage, that's great. And Jake helped us out with the direction and the hang time.
Coach, did you happen to see the kickoff in the Vikings and Bears game where they brought it out and killed the clock under 2 minutes? Did you happen to see that?
Yeah, great situational football. Like, that's the one thing that we talk to our players all about. We've got to understand the situation that's always going on. If there's time left on the clock, can we take the kickoff off so they don't get the 2-minute warning, timeout? Those are the things that, we discuss. Kind of like we discussed with Ollie Gordon with the straddle rule, those are the things that we want to continue to teach all the players, whether they're rookies, second, third year, fourth year players. Those are the things that are going to help you win football games.
But on the kickoff side, the reverse side of it then.
Yeah, and that's another strategic part of that. Do you kick it in the end zone? Do you not? Do you kick a dirty ball? Like, there's all different types of things that we usually want to go over on the sideline before we get out there, because I don't know if I saw that correctly. Was the returner actually looking over the sideline, and you see the head coach like, yeah, bring it out. But yeah, that's stuff that we'll talk to them before they go out there, and like, hey, here's a situation that can occur. Here's what we're looking to do. And I think the players have been locked in pretty much, whether it's training camp or the first game of the year, about that stuff.
Curious, if you're in that situation, what do you do? If you're kicking off the ball, what do you do?
Well, again, that's, there's a bunch of different things. How many timeouts are there? That all plays an effect, because obviously if you're losing the game, you still want that 2-minute warning. So it's all going to depend on how many more timeouts that you end up having.
So the kicker could technically kick it 5 yards, right? And that would be a short of the zone kick.
Yeah.
And then the ball would get placed
At the 40-yard line.
And then, or kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, it's
and
still
the
at
ball
the
gets
40-yard line. Yeah.
It's kind of a little loophole there.
Yeah, or you kick a touchback and then it's at the 35-yard line. So, there's a bunch of different things that you can end up doing. Maybe you kick 9 deep, where it's like, oh, maybe I don't want to bring this ball out because maybe I might return it to the 15, 20-yard line. So, yeah, there's all different types of scenarios that coaches, players have to go through understanding that situation.
I'm guessing they wanted to go touchback through the back of the end zone, but then you run the risk of just not booting it far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's going to depend on the kicker too, and maybe the weather. What's the weather like? Is it windy? Is it rainy? There's all these different types of scenarios that you got to go through each and every week.
Strategy question on the onside kick. It's 30-8 at that point. I know you want to go all out to win every game. How do you balance that with showing?
Sure. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, we're going to do everything that we can try to win a game. 6 minutes left to go in the game. We're going to try an onside kick. Here's the greatest thing about kickers. They got a lot of time to mess around with a bunch of onside kicks. So, it's not like, Riley only has one onside kick and things like that. So, it's just us. We're going to play, until the clock hits 0. We want to make sure that we're going to try to give our team an opportunity to win football games. And if we want to try an onside kick, which I thought he did a great job with the onside kick, we had an opportunity to go and get it. So, yeah, there is type of strategy with that. But, as us just trying to fight through and maybe try to get an extra possession for our offense to go down there and score.
Should you guys have recovered that kick?
Shoulda, coulda. I mean, we had an opportunity, and that's all we can ask for. Just the opportunity where the guy ended up trying to recover it. He didn't get it. Now it's a scramble for the ball. 50-50 balls is what we're looking for. Just really excited that we had that opportunity to go and get it.
The field goal attempt, their first field goal attempt, you've got Ashton deep, and then on the edges, Iffy and Minka kind of drop off. I'm wondering the strategy and the thinking. Why not go all out? I think you guys did that against Jacksonville.
Chris, I love it, man. You're watching this stuff. I like it. So there is different types of strategy that we can do. When you look at a kicker and you look at field goal percentages, inside the 15-yard line, what's the percentage of a kicker actually missing a kick? Pretty high that he's going to make it and he's not going to miss the kick. Then there's opportunities for fakes and things like that. So there's different types of strategies that we're looking for. If the ball is close, maybe 4th and 1, maybe we don't want to go on all out just in case they want to end up running a fake and or what we would call they're trying to get us to jump off sides where they're moving the ball and different things. We want to make sure that we see the percentages. Hey, more than likely they're probably going to make this. Hey, let's be careful. Maybe there could be a fake that could occur. Let's not let them have a fake where they can end up scoring 7 instead of getting 3 points.
And one day earlier, maybe a couple of weeks ago, you guys are practicing punt blocks, and I thought I heard you say hands underneath your eyes.
Yeah.
Is that so you can see what you see what you block, or what? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I'm impressed right now, Chris. This is great, man. You were a special teams coach back in the day? I mean, wow. So definitely, we're talking about blocking the punt, especially punt, below our eyes, right? We want to have our hands below our eyes so we can actually see what's going on. We don't want to swat at it. We don't want to do anything like that. We want to make sure that we can see the ball. We don't want to turn around. We've got a helmet there, so we tell the guys, don't worry about it. It's not going to hurt your pretty face. So make sure you have your hands below your eyes. Now, when you do a field goal, it's a little bit different. Right, so they're kicking a field goal. Now it's more they're getting height on it. Now we're going to have our hands up a little bit more when we go and try to block a kick. So
You've got a lot
Ask him about schooler.
Oh, yeah, actually,
Ask him
no,
about
that we do
schooler.
need.
yeah,
So-
in
2023,
23.
a student schooler
There you go.
blocked a field goal, and he's still there, right?
Yes.
And then he blocked it next year.
Okay, so what do we know? What do we need to
Yeah.
do to stop this guy scoring?
Obviously, a really good special teams football player for them. Liked him coming out of Texas. He's done a really good job there at New England, not just on blocking field goals, but blocking punts. He's really good on punt return, whether he goes out and vices the gunner. He'll come and work his way inside, go and try to block some punts. He's a 5. They'll move him all over on kickoff. Exceptional gunner. He's done a really good job throughout his career on there, and we've got to do a great job on him, whether we're going to single block or double team him. We've got to know where he's at all times. In that particular play that you're talking about, where he was like 10 yards off, he ended up having a really good timing issue that he ended up working his way over there and blocking the kick. We've got to be alert for that at any point in time. We actually end up practicing it yesterday to let our kicker know that, hey, he's done it in the past against us in 23. He did it last year too. Now he didn't get the jump that he was expecting last year, but those are the things that we've got to be aware of. And when it's your best player on special teams, our ears and our eyes, we've got to perk up and see where he's at all times.
You had your own woes against him, going back to Tennessee, the way the Dolphins have?
Again, he's a guy that we've always got to be aware of. Anytime that we have a player like that, we've always got to do our best to try to stop him. So I wouldn't say we've done a great job or bad job. I think we've just understood the importance of trying to block 41 wherever he's at.